If you want to laugh and have some fun, this is the podcast. This is the one. Lights, camera, action on your marker, set, go. Welcome everyone to the Suezie Show. Welcome everyone to the Suezie Show.
Yeah, welcome yourself to the Suezie Show. Ow! On this episode, I want to talk about some of the auditions I've been on. Just a few of them. I'm just going to share just a few of those experiences with you. The first one was at a nightclub in Orlando called Tabu. It was a hot spot back in the day. It was on Orange Avenue. I'm sure you've seen the Muppets, the Muppet Show with Kermit the Frog and all them, Fozzie the Bear, Animal. I love Animal. Animal! Ah, he's nuts, man. I love him. But anyway, I digress. There I go. What am I, 2 minutes in and I'm digressing? Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo. It's what I do because it's the show just for you. Anyway, it looked like the Muppet Show. Like the place was huge. It had a little front room. I call it little, but it wasn't little. You could probably fit like 100 people in that front room. And it had a bar and lit up and you could hear the music and everything. And then you walk through these double doors. And I want to say there was like 6 double doors, but you walk through the double doors and that's where the club is. And it's just absolutely packed with people. You have, I think there was like 8 bars, and they were very good sized bars inside of this place. And it did have an upstairs that was the VIP, and that had one good sized bar and one little bar off in the corner for the upstairs. And anywho, I was there one night and I knew a couple people that worked there, and they told me that there was going to be a singing contest on whatever night it was happening and that I should give it a whirl. I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. I checked what nights I was working and all that, because I bartended. So I was making sure I could do it and I was able to. So I was like, okay, I'll go check it out. So I go and it's pretty packed. There's a lot of people. Like it was a lot more people than I thought. I thought there'd be maybe like 100 people or something like that. And no, there was like 300, 350, something like that. There was a lot of people there. I was impressed. I was like, this is a cool turnout, right? So I let them know I'm there, and they let me know, about when they're going to be calling my name and who I'm going after and who's going to be coming. No, they didn't tell me who's going after me. They just let me know who I was after. And it was sponsored by a radio station that was like the pop radio station in Orlando. I want to say it was 95.7, but I'm not 100%. I moved back to Connecticut like over 12 years ago, and I honestly cannot recall what radio station it was. But whatever, radio station was sponsoring the competition, and people were singing, people were dancing, having a good time, and it got later and later, and I got there about 9 o'clock, something like that, because I think that's about probably what time we had to show up and let them know, yes, we are here, and that's where they let you know where your spot is and all that. And I'm hanging out. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And the dance crowd, the people that are going to the club to go out dancing, listening to club music, are starting to show up because it's 11 o'clock. And this thing is still going on. But there were some seriously talented people there, and it was like getting a free show. This was past karaoke shit. Seriously. Like, some of the people I listened to, I was like, how do you not have a record deal already? But, there was some serious talent. There's talent all around us. Again, people who can write, sing, dance, everything. It's amazing. I love it. I love creative people. Absolutely love creative people. But anyway, so now there's like this group of guys, and the person that I sing after is on stage singing. And I'm on the side of the stage near the steps waiting for them to finish so I could walk up the stairs and get on the stage. And they're still singing. I'm standing off to the side. And this group of people, there was like 11 of them. If you're standing on the stage, they were to your right-hand side, right near the front of the stage. And they were already drunk or something. I don't know, man, but they were absolutely obnoxious. They were yelling, boo, get off the stage, we want to dance, this is bullshit. Like, they were just ranting and raving, just so fucking rude. They ruined that person's performance. Like, that was so uncool. It was just so disrespectful, man. And so the DJ, after the person gets done singing, they finished. I give them credit because they finished. They sang the whole song. They didn't let that. A lot of other people, it was bad. It was like really bad. A lot of other people would have kind of walked off stage and been like, no, I can't even sing. That's ridiculous. Like, somebody do something about that shit. But they sang right through it, so I give them credit. And anyway, after they finished, the DJ for the radio station, and they have a big banner in the back of the stage, this whole big setup, like it's a big stage. It's a lot of people, big stage, and more people are piling in now. And the DJ takes the mic from the person, tells them thank you, whatever. They get off the stage. This DJ reamed these people a new asshole. I mean, he tore straight into them. He made them put the spotlight on them. He was like, you guys are being complete dicks. If you're going to act like this, we're going to have you tossed out. These people are up here on a competition. They win. I want to say that prize was... I don't remember. I think it was like a 2-hour thing at a recording studio and like $1,000 or something like that. But it was a good amount of money. So I didn't even know about the recording studio bit. I found out afterward, but the $1,000, man, hell yeah, man. I'll give it a whirl. I'll try. But the DJ's tearing these guys a new asshole. Like, seriously, he made them look like the piece of shits that they were for doing what they did. That is, they should have actually been thrown out, but he humiliated them and made them put their tail between their legs and was like, you guys are going to cut this shit out. You're going to show respect or you're going to get thrown out. We're not putting up with this shit. Blah, 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 blah. Now here's Suezie. And he hands me the mic. As soon as he's done reaming these guys a new asshole. And I mean it. I mean, as soon as he's like, yeah, you better not. And he was swearing everything. He was pissed. He was like, you're not going to fucking pull that shit. These people are in a competition. We've been at it for, this is the finals, because it was the final night. That's right. It was the final night. I got into the finals. And it was the final night for it. And he was like, there's $1,000 on the line, a recording, a little recording contract. These people worked hard to get where they're at. If you can't respect it, get the fuck out of here. People started clapping, all this other shit. He was like, and now here's Suezie, all pissed, and hands me the mic. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. For me, at the moment, you ever see those movies where the person is on stage and all they see is like the spotlights on them and the tops of heads and you could hear them breathe and they're like, you could feel their heart beating so fast and the sweat drip. Like, all of a sudden, he just told half the crowd off that was coming in bad. Like, he put them in their place and then some, and then hands me the mic. Here, and now here's Suezie in the same breath. I was like, holy shit. And you want to know the funny part? The funny part about that shit is that the song that I sang on the final was Respect by Aretha Franklin. So here he is telling him to be respectful. And all of a sudden he hands me the mic. And I was, honestly, you couldn't see it because I held it together. But inside, man, I was shitting a brick because he just told them off. And now he's like, and here's Suezie. I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? This is wonderful. Fuck me, man. So all of a sudden the music came on. You know the beginning of that song. Oh, yeah. And all sorts of people were like, woo. They heard the beginning of that music and they started dancing. And that was it for me. I just shot right into the performance. Matter of fact, I have a couple pictures from that night. I'll put them up on the podcast. So if you're listening to this through YouTube or through something that you could visually watch it, check it out because I'll put it up so you could see it. And the picture that I'll share, I know exactly which one because it was only 2 taken and they're from the same angle. My friend had to literally go up the stairs to the 2nd floor to get the picture because it was just too packed. But you could tell the vibe, the funness, and the people that were being assholes in the picture. If you look to the left of the picture near the front of the stage, that's the group of people that were actually being the assholes. So you can see who the fuck they were too, man. This is a long time ago, but that's funny as fuck. Oh my God. Oh shit. But anyway, I didn't win that competition. I don't remember. Oh, I came in, I want to say 4th. Yeah, because I wasn't the top 3. But hey, I had fun. It was fun. And look, now I get to share this story, this experience with you. So that was one of my auditions. Another audition or show that I was in and auditioned for, I should say. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's an audition and turned out to be in a show, was at Hard Rock Live. Now, if you look up Hard Rock Live in Orlando up online, the place is huge, okay? It's huge. And I was driving to work and I turned the radio on and I heard the DJ say, all I heard the DJ say was, and it was the same radio station that I listened to, that I wound up at Tabu doing that one, which is funny. But I heard the DJ say, we need a few more singers, call in now. And I was like, okay, for some competition. I don't remember exactly, but I remember all I heard was, we need a few more singers for this competition at Hard Rock. I was like, call in now to audition. I was like, oh, hell, I'll call in. I know it's not good to text or call anyone and drive. This is before you could text, I think. No, I think that's when you had to press the number a bunch of times to get one letter, and texting wasn't a big thing back then when it first came out. It wasn't that big a thing. People were more calling each other than texting until texting got what it is today with emojis and everything else. It's like we went back to Egyptian times with emojis with the hieroglyphs through the phone, but I digress. So I'm driving to work. I hear the DJ say, we need a few more callers. I call them. I had their number saved though, so I just, went to it, pressed the number, called it. It rang and rang and rang and rang and rang, and then it hung up on me. I said, oh, they're on the line with people. I called back. I just pressed it. It's on speaker. I'm listening to it. Rang and rang and rang. Hung up on me. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I call again. Damn it, because I'm not going to give up. You best believe I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying. You knock me down once, I'm going to get up twice. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up from you knocking me down and become even taller and higher and learn a better lesson from it. How about that? How's them apples? Put that in your fucking apple pie, slice it up, put some cool whip on that shit, and eat it up. Okay? That's what I got to say about that. So, again, relentless, I called again. Finally, they actually answered, and it was the DJ. It wasn't some person that answers to see what the hell you want, to see if you're worthy to talk to a radio DJ or not. It was the actual DJ that answered the phone, right? So I'm stoked, and I'm already stoked up. My energy's through the roof, if you could imagine, right? And I'm like, he answers the phone. We'll say he said, Kiss 95.7. I think I'm pretty sure that's the number and name of the station in Orlando. But anyway, he answers the phone. I'm like, listen, I know you said you only need a couple singers. That's what I heard you say on the radio just now. And the phone's been ringing and ringing, and I've been getting disconnected when I've been calling you. So that kind of tells me you already have your singers, but you got to just give me a chance. Please, just give me a chance. Please, just give me a chance. He says, who is this? I said, this is Suezie. He says, okay, Suezie, sing something for me. So now I'm like, okay, oh shit, I didn't think about step 2, actually getting a hold of them and being able, he wants me to sing right now. I'm driving the fucking car to work. Oh shit. So he's sitting there, and I don't want him to hang up, and I don't want to lose the phone call, so I'm scrambling through CDs. Yes, this is a time when you still had CDs in your car, and you had a CD player, and I'm looking for a CD, and I'm like, hold on, I'm trying to find something, because I didn't even think of anything to sing at all. And he's like, oh no, you have to sing a cappella. I said, excuse me? Because I didn't hear the whole thing. I only heard the end of his message when I turned the radio on. And he says, yeah, you sing a cappella, and we play it on the radio, and our listeners call in and vote whether you should be in or out of the competition. I was like, oh, shit. Okay. So, yeah, that kind of freaked me out when he told me that shit. So now I'm like, all right, I have to sing a cappella, think of something right now off the cuff to sing to this DJ. And I don't remember what the hell I started singing. Oh, you know what? I do know what I sang because it was the same song I sang in the competition. It is actually a Britney Spears song. It's called I'll Be There. It's not a popular song. You probably have not heard it on the radio, most likely. But it was a song that I really liked the words. I liked the lyrics a lot. That song I really enjoyed. I think I had just been listening to it on the CD, and I turned the CD off and popped the radio on. So that's why I had sang that song. It was still fresh in my brain. And I sang it while I'm driving. And he says, okay, you'll listen to the radio and you'll know whether you're in the competition or not. Good luck. I was like, okie dokies, thank you. And I hung up and I finished driving to work. As soon as I get into the parking lot, into my parking space, the DJ says, now here's Suezie. Tell us what you think. And then played me singing a cappella on the radio. Like, oh my God, my legs, I was by myself in my car. My legs start shaking involuntarily. Okay, my legs just started shaking. I started crying. Like, I was overwhelmed. I'm singing on the radio a cappella and on a very popular radio station in Orlando that's reaching a whole lot of ears. And now the really scary part comes. Okay, that was the high. That was like a adrenaline rush. When you hear yourself singing on the radio, you're like, oh my God, dude, like what the fuck just happened, man? I'm driving to work and now I'm singing on the radio. Okay, life is something, isn't it though? And I'm sitting there and then you realize, wait a minute, now people get to call in and say whether they think you sucked or not. So after I sing, the DJ comes on and he says something along the lines of, we already had our singers. She convinced me to give her a chance. And every person, I kid you not, every person that called up and had something to say was, oh, they had good things to say. They were like giving me compliments and she sounded great. Definitely put her in. Definitely. Oh, we want to see her. We'll be there tomorrow night. I was like, oh, and then the DJ says on the radio, you heard it, Suezie. We'll see you tomorrow night at Hard Rock Live. I was like, wait, what? Because I didn't know where this competition was, when it was. All I heard was they need a few more singers to audition. I was like, I'll give it a whirl. And all of a sudden, I better make sure I could get tomorrow off because I got to sing at Hard Rock Live. So I go into work. I look like I don't know, my legs were weak. My eyes, I'm crying. I'm like, I had all these different emotions and I'm walking up. My coworkers were like, are you okay? Like, come here, come sit down. What? Are you all right? And I'm like, I told them what just happened. And they're like, oh my God, of course, yes, take tomorrow off. You sure you want to work tonight? Because you might want to work on whatever. What song are you going to sing? And I'm like, I don't know. So I wound up singing the same song I did for the audition. And I stayed up. I mean, I got home from work, bartending. I got home at like 3:30 in the morning. So I get home. I'm still like wired because all I could think is I have to be at Hard Rock at I don't remember. I want to say it was like 8 o'clock. That coming night. And here it was 3:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock that night. I have to sing at Hard Rock in a competition. And I don't even know what the hell the prize is. I'm like, yo, man, this is crazy. Okay, I better practice my ass off right now. So I stayed up until about 10 o'clock in the morning practicing the song. I have actually an old karaoke machine. It's a really old karaoke machine that takes tapes. I don't know if you even know what a tape is. It's right before the CD, we had tapes, and it could hold 2 tapes, and it could also play the radio, but it serves as a really nice amp for a microphone as well. So that's what I use to practice with. I actually still have that thing right now, and it still works. Yes, I do. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I practice my song, everything else. I get dressed. I look nice. I had a nice pair of black dress pants on and like this spaghetti strap, sheer back, leopard, brown and black, cute little top on with my hair done nice, my makeup. I think I look pretty good. I presented myself well. And you show up and there are 3 judges right in front of the stage. I mean, I could lean over and shake their hand. That's how close the judges were. And then right next to the judge to your right is a ginormous camera, like you're on TV size camera is what was there. And they're just sitting there with dead looks on their face like, impress me. Like nothing impresses them. Dead looks, no personality. I'm sorry. If you happen to know one of the people that were a judge at that night, apologize, no offense, but this is what they look like, man. They had dead looks on their face. Like, you better be something else to impress them. Okay. Lo and behold, because again, all I heard was they need a few singers. I didn't hear anything else. This was some competition that you were supposed to look and sound like the artist you were going to be singing. Let me tell you something, bro. I don't look like Britney Spears, okay? I'm a brunette. I'm 5'4", and I got big hips. There ain't nothing about me that looks like Britney Spears. I definitely look like Suezie. That's it. From the Suezie Show. That's who I am. I'm Suezie from the Suezie Show. I am no Britney Spears in any way, shape, form, or matter. You know, she's talented and everything. I loved some of her songs back in the day, for sure. But I don't look like her, and I don't sound like her at all. I didn't know that's what the competition was. And I probably got in maybe because I had a good voice and nobody really knew that song. So they maybe just thought I sounded good. If I tried singing like Baby One More Time or one of her popular songs, people would have been like, no, she don't sound nothing like her. But they didn't know the fucking song that I sang because it wasn't a popular one. It just happened to be a song that I enjoy. And I sang that, and maybe, actually, I'm realizing now, maybe the only reason my ass got in was because nobody knew that song, and they just thought I sounded nice. Oh, man. That's okay, though. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, my God. So anyway, the guy before me, okay, that sang, he wore a white sequin tuxedo. And I mean head to toe, and a tuxedo that has the tail, you know, that little tail in the back end. He had a tuxedo like that. With a top hat, with sequins on the top hat, with his hair with cornrows, just like R. Kelly. And he sang, I Believe I Can Fly. I mean, he did it up. My hat is off to him because not only did he sound phenomenal, but he looked incredible as well. And that was the guy that wound up winning the whole competition. Well deserved and well played, my friend. Well deserved and well played. I went after him and I did my thing, and all three of the judges, I didn't know any of this until it's happening, but they hold up a card that has a number. Think of the Olympics when they hold up, 5.2 or whatever they hold up. These guys held up numbers in front of them, and the guy who won got a perfect score. Again, really, it was well deserved. But I got 2 10s and a 9, so I got 1 point under a perfect score. So that was pretty good to get that from such sour looking faces. And actually, I had a good time because I actually got the whole crowd clapping with the beat. I know how to play with the crowd and have fun with them. It's about having fun. It shouldn't be all about winning or losing. It's about meeting other artistic people that are striving for their dreams. It's about meeting people in the industry and networking. It's about having fun and laughing, sharing stories. That's what you should be in it for, because it's your passion, and like-minded people are always incredibly inspiring to be around. That's one of the reasons why I did and still would enjoy being in auditions and doing what I do. I love creative people in all different aspects of life. They make the world go round. The next audition was bananas, okay? I found out from some coworkers that America's Got Talent was just in town, and they left. And I was so pissed because they were holding auditions, and I didn't know about it. But the next place they were going was Atlanta, Georgia. And I don't know if you've ever been to Atlanta, Georgia, but let me just say, that place gets 4 thumbs up. I only have 2 thumbs. 2 thumbs. And it gets 4 thumbs up. Between the people and the food and the culture. Oh man, just the people are just so cool and open and warm. Like, I had such an incredible experience in Atlanta. I really love Atlanta, Georgia. It is awesome over there. So if you're from Atlanta, man, thank you for where you're from, what you do, and how it's done over there, because it is appreciated. Anyway, they were going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. I found out, okay, they're going to Atlanta, Georgia. That's only, I don't know, I want to say it was like a 5-hour drive or some such like that from where I was at. It's 5 or 7, I don't know. It didn't matter. I was going. I brought a couple of my friends with me because, kind of didn't really want to take that trip by myself. Wouldn't mind having some friends with me. So I brought some friends along, and, they're hanging out, and I got a room right in the heart of Atlanta with a nice little balcony, which was just so cool to have a little balcony. It wasn't this fancy bougie type of hotel, but it was a little bit pricey for me anyway. And it was right off one of the main highways. It was so cool because you could like feel the energy. You know what I mean? When you could just feel the energy from a city. And it was just a good energy. And I was up most of the night. My nerves were shot because now I'm trying out for America's Got Talent. Yeah, I filled out all the paperwork, everything I needed to fill out online, filled it all out, everything squared away. Showed up. You have to be there early in the morning. I mean, like, I want to say you had to be there at 7:30 or something crazy like that. And I don't know about any of the other contestants, but I barely slept the night before. I tried to sleep. You know, when you keep looking at the clock going, okay, if I fall asleep right now, I'll get 4 hours. And you look again, okay, at least, okay, if I fall asleep now, I'll get like a little more than 3 hours. And you keep doing that and you're like, oh God, please just fall asleep. But your brain won't stop. It won't shut off. Yeah, it was one of those nights. And so I'm pretty exhausted and I show up and it was at, I don't know if it's called a convention center or what, but it was in the heart of Atlanta. And it was a huge, huge hotel. And I know huge hotels. I worked for Disney. I know what giant resorts look like. This place was ginormous. And they definitely hold conventions here, no doubt. I don't know if it's their actual convention center, but doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm in this ginormous room with all these people. Probably, God, like 400 people easily. And there's seats for everybody, and some people are standing, some people are just talking to each other. And the whole time there's a cameraman just running around to, okay, somebody randomly just started going, oh, you know, for no fucking reason, just to get the cameraman to run over there. Let me explain something to you, Cupcake. You can make a spectacle of yourself backstage hoping that the cameraman will run over to you, but that doesn't mean you're going to get on the show. And it also means you're just going to fall on the editing floor and no one is ever going to see or hear you. And all you did was annoy everybody around you that's also trying out possibly for the same spot. So instead of being one of those peacocking jackasses, oh, I'm being nasty about it. Haha, tell us how you really feel, Suze. Okay, instead of being a peacocking asshole backstage when other people are trying to focus on what they're trying to focus on, maybe excuse yourself from that room and go to a back hall or go somewhere else where maybe the sound might be a better quality and you're not just doing it just to try to get attention for literally 2 seconds of no fame because you didn't make it on the show and nobody saw that shit at all. But you had all these different people when you're trying to focus or, keep a quiet, respectful conversation, because everybody, you got to respect that everybody's in their own, some people are doing this, some people are doing that, and you're trying to remember your words and keep going over the song in your head. And then when somebody just starts screaming and acting a jackass, it breaks your concentration. And you might say, oh, that's good for competition because then you get in other people's heads, but you don't deserve to be in a competition with anybody in a creative manner at all if that's the kind of person you are, man. That's not what it is about. That's not what it should be about anyway, fucking with other people. You should be lifting each other up as creative artists in any way. So you're backstage in a giant room filled with all different people. You got groups of people over here, somebody with a guitar over there. And come to find out, they had other rooms with more people. They had one giant room that had piano players. They had one giant room that had dance acts. A dance act that has like 20 people. They had another room that had magicians and animal acts. Like ginormous rooms. But I wound up showing up the day after. They were in Atlanta for 2 days and I showed up the second day. Okay, now keep that in mind because that's an important point right there, that I showed up on day 2, not day 1, because I found out that they were in Orlando and they're in Atlanta now, and the very next day I drove out to Atlanta. So day 2 is what I got. I went online as soon as I got home from work, filled it out, and got in. And so I was there on the second day, which was they only had 2 days of auditions. And then it goes on to the next round of auditions, which cuts all those people into like 1/100th of what was there. Literally 1/100th of what was there. When they finally called my name, I had been there like, oh my God, dude. I got there at 7 o'clock, 7 change in the morning because I did not want to be late. I knew there was going to be a lot of people and there was going to be shit I might have to figure out or whatever. So while I'm waiting, sitting there with my friends, one of the producers, I presume, one of the producers with the cameraman said, he said to me if we'd like to be in one of the commercials for Georgia America Got Talent, to follow him. So we follow him. Now let me tell you what I was wearing. Okay. I was wearing black dress pants and a black and white polka dotted top that ties around the back of my neck. It's very pretty, very nice. And it was warm, definitely. First of all, I'm in Georgia, so obviously it's going to be warm. But I want to say it was like summer or something. Like the AC felt good. I remember that. So it must have been towards spring or summer down there. But anyway, so I'm wearing this little thing that ties around the back of my neck. It's a nice shirt, covers everything. It looks nice dressy. But I didn't double knot it behind my neck. Okay? And for the commercial, this resort had this glass walkway that brings you to another part of the resort that goes over the highway. Like when you're looking out, you could look down and see the street under you. And it's this big glass thing. And they wanted everyone to run down the glass tube towards the camera, saying woo, like that. Like raise your hands and be like woo, all happy and shit. So I'm like, all right. And they put me and my girl out front. And I'm like, cool. This is cool. We're going to be on a commercial. This is cool. Even if I don't make it, we could always remember this, right? This is fun. So we're stoked about that, having a good old time. You know, kind of broke up the time anyway. And now we're having a good time. We're down the hall in this glass thing and we start running. My top starts falling off. We start running down that glass hallway all happy. Woohoo! And my top starts slipping off. Like my right titty was trying to pop out and say, hello, America. How you doing? America's got some talent right here, bitches. Look at me, look at me. I was like, oh shit. And I got all these people running behind me because there was a good crowd of people that was in this commercial. I just happened to be towards the front, right? Like, lucky me. Great. I couldn't hide behind, like, other people in front of me. So now instead of my hands going woo-woo up in the air, one hand, my friend was holding my hand. Like, we were holding hands with our hands going woo together, all celebrating and shit. And I had to hold on to my top with my other hand. So I'm holding my top behind the back of my neck with one hand. My friend is holding my other hand up in the air. We're running. I got probably like 50 people running right behind me, like fucking when they run with the bulls and shit. Like, I better not stop running. My ass is gonna get stampeded if I stop running. So I'm still running, which is now making my pants start to drop down because they're like the silky feeling dress pants, and they start to fall. My top, my boob, I got the top behind my neck, but this is kind of a top you don't really wear a bra with. And I will say my tits are kind of perky, so they're happy titties. You know what I mean? They're not so big that I need some support. I do wear a bra. No, I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I wasn't wearing a bra, and it doesn't look trashy. There was no nipple action or anything. You can't see through it. It's a nice top anyway. I'm holding on to the fucking back of the neck with the tie because that untied, and now because I'm still running, my boob is trying to make an appearance. So now I let go of her hand. I'm holding my shirt with the back of my neck with one hand. The other hand is holding on to the part that keeps it up over my thing, over my tits. And now I'm pulling up my pants, holding onto my shirt. And my girl's saying, she's looking at me going, say woo, say woo. And I'm like, bitch, woo, bitch, woo. And we're just, she still didn't know what was going on. And I just said, bitch, woo, bitch, woo. And you know, that's the one that got into the commercial with me cracking up. If you didn't know, if you didn't look, because it's really fast, but if you didn't look, you wouldn't know what I was doing. It would just look like I'm having such a great time. Yeah, I'm pulling my pants up, trying to keep my tits inside my shirt because I'm running around. I didn't double knot it. Oh my God. Anyway, that's not even the audition. That was just the commercial. Yeah, so they finally call my name, or actually it was a number. They don't call your name, you have a number. I had a sticker that I stuck on my pants. It's like a bumper sticker that you put on. And they called my number, and they called 10 other people, or 9 other people. And you follow them, you get out of that giant room, they walk you way down a hallway. Half of us stood against one side of the wall, the other half stood on the other side of the wall. They must have rented out so many rooms. Like, the amount of people and the amount of stuff going on, it really looked like they rented out the whole floor. of this place. That's how it was immense. And when they bring you to go to the smaller room to actually audition now, you're tired, you're hungry, you've been there for almost 9 hours sitting around. You got to get your energy back up. You got to pull that energy back, way back up from where it is real fast. And they tell you when you walk in the room, there's going to be 5 stars on the floor. Each of you stand on a star. That's your mark. There's going to be a big camera right next to the judges. They tell you what you're going to see. When you walk into this room, there's going to be judges right in front of you, 3 of them. And to the left of the judges, there's a TV camera. And if you get on the show, they will be showing this audition on TV. And that's where you're like, okay, there's my energy. Thank you. You just gave me mad anxiety right there. It's like, you better not fuck up. I was like, oh shit, okay. And then he says, when you sing, if any of the judges say, okay, thank you, or any of them raise their hand, you stop singing. There is no, I could sing something else. I have a better song. There is none of that. When they say thank you, you step back on your star, and that is it. If you try anything else, you will be kicked out of this entire resort. Really. He said it like that, but, little bit, I don't know how much nicer, but he said it pretty like, we are not going to fuck around with this. If they lift their hand and say thank you, you stop singing and you step back. That's it. Period. End. You might mess it up. Because for all you know, when they said thank you, they already know they like you and you're already in. But now you acted like a jackass and you ruined it for yourself. Because now you showed you could never handle being on the show if this is how you're going to act without being on TV. So carry yourself accordingly. And if you think about it, a lot of the times, all you got to do is get on these shows and you could be successful. You have the right attitude and a decent talent and a good work ethic. You're all set. You don't have to win these shows. You show grace and you show talent and you show drive. You will be successful in whatever craft you went on that show with. I guarantee, especially with social media, you know how many people you've been exposed to now? That's a platform for you to take off and rocket to the moon or past the moon, baby. That is a platform. No one on any of those shows is a loser if they take their own destiny within their own hands and they don't treat it like these few people hold their destiny. Nobody holds your destiny but you. You're the only one that holds it. You control what happens. Believe it. Trust it. So I walk into the room and there's the 5 stars on the floor and I stand on my star and it was a very small room. Like it was a desk, a long desk with 3 people sitting across. They had some pencils and some paper on the table. There was a big ass camera to the left and there was a big drop cloth or banner. It was like a big banner of America's Got Talent right behind you. Let me tell you, 2 of the people I remember, there was 2 people that sang in my group that auditioned. One of them was an older gentleman that sang opera that made the hairs on my arms stand up. He was that talented. It was like jaw-dropping talented. And then there was another gentleman who sang country. All I could think when I heard his voice was, how are you not already on the radio with a record deal? And the guy who sang opera, all I could think was, how are you not already on Broadway? Legit. Acapella, no microphone, stand there and sing to somebody and then just step back. And they both blew my mind. It's been a long time since this happened. And they still stick out in this story for me. And the judges were honest and frustrated because they let us know that actually at this point, all the singers are basically, they're just running through the motions because they already have enough singers. Too many people audition for singing because it's not a singing show. America's Got Talent is a talent show. They want different things than just a singer. You got American Idol for that, but American Idol has a cutoff age where if you're a singer and you're older than whatever the cutoff age for American Idol is, you could still audition and still give that a whirl on America's Got Talent. But the problem with that is they get flooded with singers. So by day 1 of the auditions, they're already set with their singers. Now they're looking for animal acts, magicians, group acts, dance acts, things of that sort to make it a variety show. So once they already are filled up and the judges, all of them communicate, they all know what's happening, what they're filled up on. And these people already filled this out. You have to still go through the motions of the auditions, but there's no spots left. So none of us made it to the next round. They couldn't let any of us advance ahead. They were disappointed. They were like, this is horrible because these people, they said, and they don't have to say this shit to make you feel good. These judges will give you a dead look in your face and not smile, not do anything, and you could be the best singer on earth, and they will just have dead face, dead eyes, looking at you, no smile, no nothing, and just say thank you. No, nothing. Really. Some of these people are either exhausted, don't want to be there, are over it, or maybe they're told to keep that face so that people don't feel so comfortable about it, or I have no idea why they were like that. But for them, they don't have to make anybody feel better or stroke anybody's ego. They said it disgusted them that they couldn't put us, and they pointed out me, the country singer, and the opera singer, and they wanted to be able to put us, advance us, but they couldn't because it was already filled up. So just heads up, if you ever go to try out for something that's more of a variety show and you're a singer, get there on day 1 because there's going to be a lot of other singers there. They want comedians, bands, dancers. They want a variety, and they get flooded with singers. So if you ever get a chance and you were thinking about auditioning for something, get there on day 1, because if they already told people you're on it and you're in, no matter how much better you are than the person that they might have said yes to yesterday, it's too late. They can't do anything about it. So don't lose your chance at something like that where it just gets filled up and there's really no spots for anybody. They're just kind of going through the motions with the singers because they kind of have to. They're really doing real auditions for the other stuff, piano players, things like that. You know, if you could play a piano, and there was a lot of guitar players and a lot of piano players as well, actually, but there were even more singers that were there. But it was a good time. I mean, I don't know, I had a good time being in Atlanta, experiencing the food and the people and all that. Man, that was awesome. It was such an awesome experience to be able to actually be there auditioning for this big TV show with all these people and all this different talent, and getting to see how it really goes down and what some people do, some people don't. Like, it was a hell of an experience. All of them were. And that was just a few stories from some of my performing things that I've done. I'm sure I'll share more of them with you down the line. I guess that's good enough for now, right? That's plenty for now. Ooh. That was a good one. On that note, thank you for listening, and that's it. I'll see you next time on the Suezie Show. What the shit? That's how I'm gonna end that? That's how I'm gonna end it. What the shit? See you next time on the Suezie Show. Yeah.
Thanks for listening and hanging out. I'll see you next time, without a doubt. Now you know where I am and you know where to go. See you next time on the Suezie Show.